the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. Adele Dazeem.
Black Hood. We're called the Red Circle. EJ, we're coming for you. We will find you. Find you. We will hunt you. Hunt you. We will land you.
Angela Bassett did the thing. Viola
Davis,
Davis,
my
my
woman
woman king.
king.
But she goes,
So-
Hong Chow.
Jamie Lee, you are all of us.
Like, what?
Is she?
We open with the aftermath of the Black Hood showing up wielding an axe
To Thistle House.
to Thistle House.
Cheryl is screaming. She's running upstairs. Never run upstairs in a horror movie. The Black Hood here's Johnnying the door with the axe. But by the time he breaks in, Cheryl's jump out the window of her second floor room. Cheryl has fetched her bow.
And her hunting cape.
And she fires a warning shot right next to his head.
I only miss when I mean to.
So Cheryl knocks an arrow directly into the Black Hood's right shoulder. So he is like, oh shit, she means business.
And he goes like this.
He runs off into the woods.
Betty picks up where we left her in her red pea coat in the town hall waiting for the Black Hood. Cheryl calls and is like, hey, Batinter, I got the Black Hood. I shot him in the arm. He's like a wounded animal now. He's working off base instinct. I'm going to hunt him down.
In the woods outside Thistle House.
And she's like, do you think it was my dad? And she was like, based on waistline alone.
It could have
Oh
been.
my God. That's crazy.
Cheryl is the huntress of this episode.
She really is. And so she's like, okay, I'm going to go home. And Cheryl's like, do not go home by yourself. And Betty's like, right, I won't.
And
then,
I did.
well, yes.
Yeah. But that is our first vignette in what is ostensibly an episode full of nothing but phone calls and searching.
Because the town of Riverdale has erupted into chaos.
It's a riot core after Fangs got shot and has now been taken to the hospital by FP and Jughead. The Dr. Masters is like, hey, I'll take him. I'll take him. The serpents are immediately suspicious of Reggie because, to be fair, he was holding a gun directly pointed at Fangs. The Sweet Pea is very reared up, ready to go dismantle Reggie.
Mantle.
Archie has gathered Kevy, Moose, and a smattering of bulldogs to go locate Reggie because after Shotgate, Reggie ran off into the riot.
Archie knows it actually wasn't Reggie that shot Fangs because he had tackled Reggie and he knew the gun didn't go off.
Yeah.
So he's like, we need to find Reggie because he's not the one that did it, but the serpents don't know that.
So they're fully about to go vengeance kill Reggie. So Archie's calling Jughead being like, call off your serpents. Juggy's like, hey dude, are you positive? Also, I don't even know where my serpents are because my dad's keeping me at the hospital. Reggie is calling up Hiram, remember, because Hiram was paying off of the Dark Circle. Hey, Daddykins, what if you came and helped me? And Hiram is like, that stinks, Reggie. I'm gonna hang up now. Bye.
And he does, and he laughs.
He giggles.
He literally laughs, and he's being whisked around by his driver.
Because not Andre. Hiram is relishing in all of this chaos because he thinks that the political machinationings benefit from this chaos, from the town basically imploding.
He has sent Hermione to the register to go talk to Alice. They're saying that the Black Hood is the one that shot Fangs, and that they're offering a $1 million bounty for the Black Hood, preferably dead, is what Hermione is saying. So, and this whole time, Ronnie is like, Daddykins, you're putting mom in actual danger. She's having to go through this riot to go to the Riverdale Register and talk about wanting somebody's head.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, do you guys want to turn Riverdale into Gotham? I'm thinking of Gotham archetype. I feel like maybe he's Two-Face. He's Two-Face.
Hiram is Two-Face. Cheryl is Harley, which makes Tony Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Archie is Batman.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
And Betty is Batgirl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ronnie's Catwoman. Sorry, that was inspired.
No, it really was. It was.
Ronnie takes it upon herself, knowing all of this bounty reward stuff and the machinationings, is now getting driven around by Andre through the riots. And she sees none other than Mrs. Clump.
Walking around looking like,
absolutely frazzled in the daze.
And Ronnie wants to be like a good person. She's like, hey, Mrs. Clump, like, what's up? Do you need help? And she's like, I shot him. I shot the boy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh
so
my God.
Mrs. Clump is the one that shot Fangs.
And this is
Reggie.
like no suspense really given. Like,
yeah,
it's just she confesses.
And then Ronnie takes her to the station.
Now it's the task of spreading that information and making it known that the manhunt for Reggie can stop.
The Bulldogs, they went to Reggie's house to try to find him.
Reggie
was not there.
Yeah.
But Mrs. Mantle said that they were going to go to the school. So the Bulldogs go to the school.
Only to find out that Sweet Pea and a bunch of other serpents have already broken into Riverdale High and are trashing the place.
Archie, Kev, Moose go and they're like, we need supplies. So they go and get like bats from the baseball team
and like lacrosse gear.
But then Archie is notified that it's actually Mrs. Clump that shot Fangs. Archie and the Bulldogs and the Sweet Pea and the Serpents, they're like facing off in the hallway, and Archie is like, no guys, it was Mrs. Clump, it wasn't Reggie.
Sweet Pea's like, it doesn't matter if it was Mrs. Clump or Reggie. It was a Northsider. It's the North Side versus us. At the end of the day, y'all suck. So they're about to get into an absolute knife fight tussle in Riverdale High when suddenly Waldo busts down the door with a baseball bat. He's like, what do you think you're doing in my school? Sweet Pea is diverted away. Archie and Moose and Kevy are whisked over to Pop's, where Pop Tate sees Reggie hiding out.
Yes.
And it's like, Reggie,
the
you
most public fucking place.
Yeah, in all of Riverdale. Suddenly, a bunch of headlights are like blasting into Pops through the windows. And Reggie is like, those are motorcycle lights. The serpents. And Archie is like, but Jughead just called all of them off. He said that they're at the White Worm. It's not the serpents pulling up in gang formation. It's the ghoulies, led by Malachi.
Yeah, did you forget about him?
We didn't. They now are anti-Reggie, and they've come to get his head / just destroy Pops.
Yeah, they're kind of agents of chaos.
Yeah.
Archie runs behind Pop's counter, and he's like, Pop, do you have a gun? And he's like, I'm kind of good with guns, actually. We don't need that. But there was all this liquor left over from when Hiram had his poker night. Yeah. So, you know, if you want to go on the roof. And Archie's like, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So Archie makes a Molotov cocktail. And in a scene reminiscent of the milkshakes bringing all the boys to the yard, Archie's throwing his Molotov cocktail from
trying to get all the boys out of the yard.
And Malachi is like, do it, hit me. And Archie's like,
Suddenly we get wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
It's Sheriff Keller and Fred and FP.
As Kevin later says, which is crazy because it's his dad, he says the hot Riverdale dads are to the rescue.
They like scare off the ghoulies, so Malachi et al. Run away. Archie gets down from the roof, everybody's clapped, and Reggie is safe now. Ronnie has made it back from the police station where she turned in Mrs. Clump. She's gone back to the Pembroke to reconnect with Hermione, who's returning from giving her $1 million reward statement to Alice at the register. Hermione and Veronica are having a little bit of a yelling match about, like, you don't even know how much Dad is manipulating you. Where is he getting this $1 million from? My Nick St. Clair blood money? No, he's not using that. I'm gonna go find it. Veronica locks herself in the study. She's digging through every single drawer and finds an illicit file. The October Surprise. It's a bunch of, like, crime scene photos of Hermione and Fred's affair from last fall.
He is planning on releasing this right before the election in November. So that's why it's called the October Surprise. And he is going to release a smear article about how Fred Andrews isn't really this innocent family man that he wants everybody to believe. He's actually an adulterer and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But Ronnie's like, oh my God, this also hurts Hermione's campaign.
Yeah.
And Ronnie even tells Hermione, she's like, you're the kindling. Like, you're the like, he always has somebody else to take the fall because he's a fucking pussy.
Yeah. And
your son's a fucking pussy, and you are a disgusting hooker.
Betty made it back to the Cooper house, saw a bunch of blood covering the sink in the kitchen, and is like, almost looks like someone with a arrow wound was trying to clean themselves off here. Gets a call from FP, who, while at the hospital earlier, saw that Hal got admitted to the ER and is like, Betty, do you want me to check on him? Betty is like, no, FP, I'll be there in a little bit. She finds the room where Hal's supposed to be. Inside, on the hospital bed,
Dr. Masters has been killed.
Like, stabbed multiple times. Betty receives a phone call from the hospital, like, landline. And it is indeed the Black Hood being like,
if you don't come home in the next 10 minutes or I hear you've called the police, I'll slit your mother's throat.
Right in the living room.
Oh my God!
Betty immediately rushes home. Alice seems to be fine on the couch, but then Hal walks in, holding like an old-timey projector and like reels of film, and he sets up a little studio so that they can quote-unquote watch old family movies of him as a like 9-year-old,
very, very small,
maybe like 6 to 9. It's his mom on the other side of the camera off screen.
Harold, you know how your father killed the Conway family? And everybody's like, what? And she's like, remember how that happened? Well, we missed one, and you're gonna have to go talk to that old Joseph Conway kid and tell him to put the blame on somebody else.
Yeah, manipulate Joseph Conway so that your daddy doesn't get sent to prison.
Because you love your daddy, right? You don't want to see anything bad happen to your daddy,
and
right?
Little baby Harold is like, I knew.
Sinners get punished.
Your daddy missed that little boy, but you will need to do better, much better in the future.
Alice is like,
what is
hello?
happening? Betty is like, my worst fears are coming true.
Yeah. She's like, so I was right.
Hal stops the projector and he's like, Alice, bring out your tape recorder. Alice is like, okay, starts recording, and she goes, what the actual heck, Hal? Like, what is all of this mean?
He's like, shut the hell up, Alice, for once in your life.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She's the only one that's allowed to say shove it, Hal.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You cannot say shit like that to her.
And he's like, Betty, it all started with great-grandpappy Cooper. He wasn't murdered by great-grandpappy Blossom in a fit of rage and twinly machinationings. Great-grandpappy Cooper murdered great-grandpappy Blossom.
And changed the name so that we could distance ourselves from that cesspool of sin.
Your granddad had a darkness. He murdered the Conways because they were sinners. This is our legacy.
I have the darkness, and now, Betty, you do.
Betty, who am I?
Say it!
You're the Black Hood. You shot Mr. Andrews. You murdered Miss Grundy, Midge, the Sugar Man, Dr. Masters. But the debate, and he goes, that wasn't me in the rafters. I can't take credit for that.
And then we cut away.
Archie and Fred are returning from the Pops debacle, trying to just hunker down and stay safe in the Andrews house. Archie's locking up.
Why was their fucking house not locked up?
Why do you mean? Yeah, like, you guys have learned nothing, I fear. He hears a little noise. It's a person in a black hood. Right. So this black hooded individual, not the Black Hood,
but a black hooded individual,
starts getting in a massive tussle with Archie. This black hooded individual pulls a gun on Archie.
And Archie's like, ah! And then Fred hits the black hooded individual over the head
with a bat.
This person gets up like nothing happened.
And now Fred is jumping in front of Archie again. Fred Andrews gets shot by a second black hooded individual.
And Archie's like, oh my God, no.
No.
And Fred's like, don't worry. Keller made us put these on before we went out.
It's a Kevlar vest, bitch. The black hooded individual's running out of the house down the street, and Fred is totally fine. But Archie rushes out trying to catch this black-hooded individual. And
they are nowhere to be found.
They've run off into the night. We cut over to the White Worm, where Jughead has still sequestered Sweet Pea and kind of the more uproarious serpents. But Sweet Pea's still calling for blood, majorly, because Fangs still hasn't gone out of the hospital yet.
And now they know the ghoulies are around.
This is only complicated when Jughead receives a little call from none other than Penita Peabody.
I bet you thought you'd seen the last of her.
Yeah. We'll remember that Jughead carved Penny's serpent tattoo off her body, got involved in a drag race that also led to the sequestering of Malachi and the Ghoulies, and kind of caused Penny and Tallboy to get kicked out. This is the Penny Peabody that calls, "Hey Jug, I'm out here by the bonfire. I think we should come have a little meeting, because if you don't stop by, I'm gonna start cutting up your girlfriend."
And Jughead's like, "Betty," and she's like, "No, ponytail's boring. I have the pink-haired bitch. I got the big-headed bitch on the right, trench coat button to the top." Sorry.
Penny Peabody has tied up Tony, so Jughead goes.
So he goes. He's like, "I thought you said it was just going to be the two of us."
But Penny pulls out Malachi.
And a bunch of other ghoulies, and she's like, "I learned after what you did to me to always have backup."
And she's basically like, this is your chance. Either cede all Southside territory to the ghoulies, or
we're going to have a serpent ghoulie brawl tomorrow at dawn in Pickens Park. So that's just sort of your chance.
Yeah.
And before they can do anything to Tony, we hear the stringing of a bow.
Jughead also brought backup in the form of Cheryl.
Cheryl, the Huntress Blossom.
She aims her arrow at Penny Peabody and she says, "Untie her now, ghoulie hag."
Like, that's so fucking funny. And you know what? To Penny's credit, she does.
She does. She's like, "Malachi, untie her." And Tony's so into it.
She's like, "Oh, yeah.
She's all
that's
tied
my
up.
bit."
Yeah. He successfully saved Tony and now is able to go back to the White Worm and be like, "Hey guys, so the ghoulies have propositioned an all-out rumble tomorrow for territory, but I really think we shouldn't do it." Tony is like, "Hey, what about literal Sunnyside Trailer Park?
Where we all live.
Like, that's the one thing that we have left, and now the ghoulies could come get it." Meanwhile, Tony has brought Cheryl to the White Worm. Suddenly, FP bursts through the door, and he has awful news.
Yeah, he says, "Hey guys, I just got a call from the hospital. Fangs did not make it."
Fangs is dead.
So what the fuck?
This is exactly why we have to fight for our territory. We're putting it to a vote right now. So FP raises his serpenty hand.
He raises his fangs.
And he's like, "All in favor of the rumble?" And everyone raises their hand, including Cheryl.
She's not bound by the laws of God or man.
No, much less the serpent.
Yes.
So Jughead is just distraught over the fact that the rumble will be happening tomorrow.
So I don't know if you guys remember this, but Papa Poutine was killed, as we know. And we learned last episode that his son Small Fry was coming to get Archie to make his bones.
Small Fry hulks over to the Pembroke. Andre is at the front desk and he's like, "Bello?" Small Fry goes, "Is Mr. Lodgen or his beautiful wife and lovely daughter?" Cut to upstairs. Hermione and Ronnie are spilling over all of the October surprise files like, oh, mija, it's not looking good. Small Fry starts knocking on the door and she's like, "Who is it?"
And he bangs down the door.
Like, it collapses
fully down
off
and
the
he's
hinges,
like,
and he hulks into the room.
Boom.
Hermione and Ronnie are just cowering and
they're like, and she's like, "Mija,
run to the study." They barricade themselves in the study for a little bit, but we know that Small Fry doesn't care about doors.
Yeah.
So Hermione is rustling through a cigar box on Hiram's desk trying to find something. Small Fry busts down the door. Hermione pulls up a gun and shoots Small Fry
like 7 times
in the chest, and he falls down onto his knees and conks out on the floor, dead.
Not to be outdone, we go back to the Cooper house.
Alice is kind of making eyes with Betty like, don't worry, Diva, I've got it. This is my game. And Betty's like, okay, Mom, I trust you. And Alice is like, Betty, the fire poker.
Yeah,
so
they're doing this all
visually, eyes locking. And Alice is slowly maneuvering Hal to face away from the fireplace. Looks Hal up and down and she goes,
why did Fred Andrews deserve to die? And he goes, he was an adulterer. And she goes, well, then you should kill yourself then, because you were going off with that trollop Penelope Blossom. And while you're at it, kill me, because I was with FP. And in every way that you're not, FP's a real man.
And Hal starts choking Alice out.
And he looks so fucking dumb. Yeah.
And this was Loki's plan the entire time, because the reason that he even got the tape recorder in the first place is because he's like, I want them to know what happened when they find us, implying that he's going to murder-suicide the Cooper household.
Yes.
So Hal starts absolutely strangling Alice. Betty has maneuvered over to the fire poker, and she whaps him on the back of the head. He's down on the floor. Alice grabs that fire poker and gets a double tap.
And you guys may have been wondering why we have not spoken about Hal or given him a picture or anything, because we don't give a fuck about this man. He's a piece of shit.
And secretly, he has had a column this entire time. The Black Hood. We cut over to Sunnyside Trailer Park, where Jughead, him and FP are fighting. They're really having a little screaming match of Rumble that's scheduled for tomorrow morning with the Ghoulies. This isn't what we should be doing. You know it's a mistake. FP just leans on the kitchen counter and goes, ah! FP skedoodles over to the White Worm. Juggy is sitting in front of his murder wall.
And then Juggy makes a phone call. Who could he be calling? Hiram Lodge. He goes, hey, Daddykins.
I've been looking at my murder wall, and I'm starting to connect some dots. The riots, Penny calling me up at the absolute worst time. None of this is a coincidence. None of this is happenstance. You paid off the Ghoulies to trash the town, attack the serpents, and get us taken out when we were the last thing standing in your way of the South Side. The last thing that you couldn't buy up or buy out. We cut over to where Hiram is, and he is in fact walking over to Penny Peabody to do nefarious moves. Jughead, though, stops Hiram in his tracks and is like, I know this must be costing you a lot. I have a counter offer. And Hiram pauses and gives a little smirk. We cut back to the Pembroke, where Hiram has the gall to show up.
He walks through the door of the Pembroke, sees Andre on the floor dead, runs like Archie with his arms flailing everywhere.
Up to the suite, and Hermione and Ronnie are just dead-eyed, sipping wine. Hermione goes, there's another dead body in the study. And Ronnie goes, it's your mess, Daddy. You clean it up. And he sees all of the October surprise folders splayed out on the table.
Ronnie is like, with you, Daddy, there will always be an October surprise. And another, and another.
You can't do that with me anymore. I'm done.
So hell yeah, Ronnie, hell yeah.
Ronnie's up right now.
Just to close out the Cooper situation, Hal does get taken away into police custody by Sheriff Keller.
Just in the front lawn, in front of everyone. So all the neighbors are coming out, including Archie and Fred. Betty looks into Archie's eyes and goes, it was my dad, Arch. He's the Black Hood. And Archie goes, he was attacking my dad just now. And Betty goes, what? No, he was with us. And Archie goes, no, I just chased a black hooded individual out of my house. Archie and Betty are flummoxed when Betty gets a call from Jughead.
Hey, Betty, it's really good to hear your voice. I just want you to know that I love you, and I'll always love you, and
I'll see
you soon.
Hangs up.
So Betty's like, oh my God. So she calls FP real quick.
She's like, is Jughead with you at the White Worm? He's like, no, he's back at the trailer park. Betty's like, he was just telling me how much he loves me, and it sounded like it might be goodbye for good. Where do you think he is? And FP goes, like, Tony, where was Penny hiding out?
So then we cut to Jughead talking to Penny. The offer that he made Hiram was to sacrifice himself so that there would be no blood tomorrow morning at the Serpent Ghoulie Rumble.
And Penny's like, but turns out, Jones, you're not a very good sacrificial lamb. In your dying thoughts, remember? This was for nothing. We're still going to fight the serpents tomorrow and take them out. And then the ghoulies descend on Jughead.
And like literally like 50 people are beating the actual shit out of him.
Cut to the bonfire hideout. All of the ghoulies have scattered. FP's the first on the scene. Betty, Archie, Tony, Sweet Pea, Cheryl, they all show up to see FP carrying Jughead's limp body out of the woods.
And we see that his serpent tattoo has been carved off.
Penny got her pound of flesh.
What you gonna do when there's blood in the water?
There was so much happening this episode. It's actually insane. The reveal of the Black Hood, the murder of Fangs and Jughead.
Like, maybe.
Alleged.
I like how Cheryl wasn't even really an integral part of this episode.
But she was.
But we managed to make her one.
Because, of course.
Like,
and she's also the huntress.
Yeah, like you can't be showing up with, like, shooting people with arrows.
Yeah. As was foretold, and so it was written, Hal Cooper is finally on the board.
As
the Black Hood. I don't know why I'm putting things on my knee when it's like, ouch, my knee.
Got it.
My knee. My high knee.
You ate your own high knee?